guard.
Yeah, the Panthers are hoping that he's the missing piece up front. This run game that kind of took the league by storm through the first half of the season was really the main reason for running the ball is going to be a big factor today.
Yeah, they only ran for 19 yards in the regular season finale against Tampa Bay. Young's first throw is incomplete. He wanted Leggett. With the defense from Durant, there is no flag. The bottom of the rankings, and that lines up perfectly with when they lost.
Back there, both connecting that secondary and some of the pass coverage struggles that they've had, and just sure 13 and looking to change that here today.
And this is where they're so tough on third down and long. Young gets rid of it to Leggett, regains his footing, breaks one tackle, and stop the yards, go forward right away.
Yeah, so for this entire game, none of these are even decisions for Dave Canales. You have to operate as this home underdog. They've got to utilize the fourth.
First matchup they did, went 3 for 3 with a pair of touchdowns on fourth down. Young's in trouble, on the move, throws, and it's broken up. Devil Rams applying the pressure on Young. Well, you look back at week 13, not just 3 for 3, but 2 long touchdowns, 27.
This Rams offense went up and down the field at will.
Stafford on the first play has Puka Nacua coming loose, and of course he does.
We're going to dive into it as this game goes. You talked about all the adversity he went through back in training camp and the uncertainty about whether or not he was even going to be behind.
Right there with Drake May. Going to be Stafford or May. Head-to-head for MVP. Going end zone. Puka Nacua, and just like that, Los Angeles is on the board.
Sean McVay, one of the best offensive minds in football. He understands that there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on Puka Nacua. So the idea of being able to move him around, that's...
Rams get the short field. Drive starts at the 45-yard line, and 40 of the yards are covered by the team. The ball at the 35-yard line, but shifted that the last 2 games, and they've been the best kick coverage team in the league. And you see it right there. Tackled shy of the 20-yard line.
Now they feel they're more well-prepared to go back to pinning teams at closer to their 20.
Second drive for the Panthers. Blitz is coming. Young over the middle. Has a completion to Jalen Cope. Heavy, shorten the game. You think they need to rethink that today?
Well, I just think you have to be careful. Just don't want to get into a bunch of passing situations because you run your head into the wall on early downs.
Hand off Chuba Hubbard. Hubbard's got a first down on his first carry.
Especially on the perimeter, and I think for Carolina, that's where their matchups are. They've got big body, young, physical receivers on the perimeter, not necessarily the strength of
plays lately. First down and 10. Young stands, checks it down. Chuba Hubbard. Tackled shy of the 40.
Yeah, so they office and then force you to operate in third and pass.
Empty set here on second down. Young under pressure. There's a flag down, and Young is down as he's sacked by
offense number 79. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
And the left tackle, Ike Ekwonu, is down.
It's going to be a double whammy. He's going to get
Young, lofty, McMillan, incomplete. Had the size advantage there. McMillan working against Forbes, a good 5 inches.
To continue to be willing to take these shots. They don't throw the ball downfield at a very high rate, but when they do, they have pretty good success. So
good punt. Smith back to his own 10. That thing kept on carrying and won the field all the way back to the 7-yard line.
Just a great play by Simmons. I mean, just there immediately, good leverage tackle in the league. One of the fewest 3 and outs, but Carroll
55 yards sent Smith back. From inside their own 10, the Rams go to work, and it's Blake Corum. Much bigger role here in year 2, more than 700 yards. Ekwonu headed back to the locker room. They got the deep tight end group. They got the running back duo, top receiving duo of Nacua and Adams, and the mastermind head coach.
Yeah, I mean, there's a schematic advantage. We can go on and on. There's a big reason why this is the best offense in football.
2nd and 6. Stafford finds Nacua. It's been all Puka Nacua so far. Already in the last 3 games of the hamstring injury returns.
We've talked a lot about Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams coming back, and I really
evolution of this offense. I know we're going to talk about that as this day goes on. Trend-setting Rams. Corum waits for something to develop. Not much there, but he powers his way ahead. Yeah,
and he's got a highlight reel already. And we're not even halfway through the first quarter.
2nd and 4. Corum again. Stop the yard. 3 seasons in the NFL. He's #1 in NFL history, 95 yards per game.
And at a high level, you just talk about how well they've drafted.
Corum. Stuffed. Turk Walton last week. Young from his own goal line. Hit as he lets it go. Tommy Tremble, the tight end, gets back the yards. And you talk about a bargain. This might be the bargain of the offseason. Signed a minimum contract coming over from Atlanta where he was a part-time starter. Within months.
Defensive linemen and then 6 defensive backs. So Landman, Spates, they're on the sideline.
Here's Coker for a first down. They go from 2nd and 9.
And here in year 2, lined up in the slot on Quentin Lake. We talked about how important his return was from injury, but Jalen Coker, he's really taken that number.
Dowdle's back in. He takes the fake. Young on the move, looking downfield. He will toss it out of bounds as he's hit by.
You know, you want to have the MVP quarterback. You want to be able in free agency to have the cap space to go out and sign Devontae Adams when he becomes available. They spend the 2nd highest cap like Landman, and also just knocking out these defensive draft picks now year after year.
Handoff Etienne. Trevor Etienne spilled it for 35. Contract their leading tackler. Forbes falls into their lap last year. There's an injured player here for the Rams. It's Akello Witherspoon. And then to your point, try it again here against a 4-man rush. Verse is coming. Young gets rid of it to Tremble, and they've got another 3rd down conversion. Tommy Tremble, career high in.
And one of the things that Bryce. Yeah, so take a look.
Play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Carolina number 84. The 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Los Angeles.
That's Mitchell Evans.
Coker just feels Quentin Lake there and thinks he's going to throttle. So young quarterback, young wide receiver. Take a look here.
And they're 0 for 1 today. And by winning the turnover margin 3-0, they're down 1-0 today. The man late getting on the field there. And they hand it off to Kyron Williams, taking advantage of this.
A team that's been in the postseason, a team that just a few years ago with a lot of these guys went on a Super Bowl run, and team with Carolina has a lot of guys.
The opposite. 2nd and 2. Back to the air with Stafford. One-handed catch by Colby Parkinson, and there's the first look at it.
I'd love to play for you, and I'd love to coach your tight end group, because there is not a group of tight ends in the league that is asked to do all the different things because of the Davis Allen. They got a young rookie. They really love Ferguson, who's not playing today. I mean, this is as good a group, if not the best, in the entire NFL.
How many passes would you? Handoff, Kyron Williams makes a cut. Darts ahead inside the 20 with a gain of 6. Tripp in his 9 years as the head coach. He's 8-5 in the postseason. He's 5-0 when he leads after a quarter. Looking for his 2nd ring. On 2nd and 4, it's Williams again. And he's stopped by Bobby Brown.
They Shanahan kind of style. It really took the league by storm. These teams did not have a lot of rules defensively for these fast motions and these condensed formation. They're getting into the games and they're getting it in practice. So his ability to evolve this offense is one of his strengths.
Nakua's got it for a first down, beating Christian.
Yeah, so you think back, right? It looks like what he did in the early days with Jared Goff. Of course, the main cog in all of that's the MVP candidate quarterback.
Look out for Devontae Adams down here. They give it to Puka Nacua, though. And Nacua breaks tackles and gets to this first half. His 2nd touchdown, and it's 13-0 Rams.
And zone field goals. So far, this Rams team's been down there twice. And
you know, the Panthers are thinking the same thing. They're going to be hungry to get him involved down there. They go the other way.
Offense, they're just doing it with a bunch of big bodies.
First play of the drive is a Chuba Hubbard run for 3. And the whole deal with the Rams is,
you get the Rams, what they do so well is they play virtually the entire game from the lead. They're one of the best teams in the league at starting fast. And on the other side of that, concern for Dave Canales, and so far it hasn't played out.
Young under pressure again. It's Spooner Ford coming after him. He gets loose, throws on the run. Jalen Coker snags it.
All right, so Robert Hunt, a lot of conversations in Carolina about his addition today. But again, he hasn't played since week 2. So I was so many times late in the season.
Jared Verse is not the trainer. Looking long here. Letting it fly. There's McMillan. Put it right on the
ball outside by the numbers. Get away from all those guys in the inside. That's where all those high draft picks and Pro Bowl.
From the 33, play action. Given time. Steps up over the middle. It's McMillan again. To the 11. Second consecutive.
Tell you what, not sure there's a clear front runner necessarily for the offensive rookie of the year, but McMillan
can get a first down here without scoring a touchdown, just outside of the 10. They hand it off to Chuba Hubbard, breaks a tackle and gets to the 4. Chuba Hubbard, 12.
It's kind of been a pendulum swing back and forth. I mean, it wasn't too long ago. You look back in the first half of the season, Rico Dowdle had 2 of the best runs. Now Chuba Hubbard seems to be getting more of the load.
Second and goal. Spot where the Panthers have to have it. Looking to throw for it. Young lofts it back of the end zone and incomplete. Bryson Tremaine.
Wano, he has been ruled out for the remainder of the game. Sits back in the locker room with a knee injury.
All right, so this offensive line that's dealt with injuries really all year. 3. Trevor Etienne gets planted shy of the 25-yard line, and this Rams defense making life miserable on Bryce Young. So
all 5 offensive linemen in this game, they've given up multiple pressures, so it's really just leaking in all areas. And tell you what, though, I'm really impressed with Bryce Young. He's taken some big shots.
Made his return from injury, has been replaced by Corbett. On 1st and 10, they started off with a Rico Dowdle run. He spins across the 30 with a gain of 8.
Great protection. You guys are doing a great job giving them some encouragement between these drives.
We try so hard to get Bryce Young to say something, you know, come on, but he is down the middle. Second and 2. Back-to-back runs. Dowdle hit at the line.
It's one thing to be really good with the starters. You know, we talk about Jared Verse and Byron Young, and it's amazing through these because of that depth they've developed through the draft.
3rd down and 2. Young back to throw. He's got Hubbard swinging out of the backfield, and oh no, he had room to run
And pick up the first down, and Bryce just kind of bays it a little bit. You can tell he just knows how open he is. He just doesn't put a whole lot on it.
Got 8 yards on 1st down and wind up having to punt. It's a line drive from Martin. Xavier Smith will... From the 12, Nakua motions in the block. And a run for Kyron Williams, goes for 3.
Week 13 win against this Rams team. One of their biggest reasons they pulled that one out is Matthew Stafford only had the ball 8 times total for the entire 13 games. So far, the blueprint hasn't matched.
Again, Stafford's got all kinds of time. Throws it out of bounds over to Nakua's head. Coverage from J.C. Horn. 3rd and
contest. That's field goals. Just completely misjudges. You have to wonder, up in that swirling wind, you just misjudge it. And you see him, he tried to go backwards, and important than anything else.
They've turned it over on downs on their first drive. They were intercepted. There was the drop from Chuba Hubbard. The throw wasn't on the mark, and now this fumble on special teams.
After the break.
Corum. Surge from that right side of the line. Gets him 6 before Connor Sherless makes the 10.
You're just thinking it's field goal time. We have got to force a kick. 20-7 after everything that's gone wrong for the Panthers. Almost feels like a little bit of a win going into the halftime break, but
if they choose, they will snap it and give it to Corum again. And Corum skates his way through for a first down. Second-year man out of Michigan.
Thrilled about that potential matchup.
Stafford back to Kyron Williams. Has some room. There's a flag. Williams with the first down, but
they're going to get a block in the back here. Steve Avila.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 73. The 10-yard.
Trayvon Merrick, the safety, who's been a great addition. They acquired him in free agency from the Raiders this past offseason, and any defense in history a year ago. So incredible improvement.
Trying to get a little bit back with a draw. Williams across the 30 got Carolina there first.
So right now, Carolina, what they're thinking is, with this being a long down and distance situation, points.
Stafford completed his first 8 passes. He's 0 for his last 3. Keep it on the ground with Williams. Tripped up at the line of scrimmage and got you. Another timeout taken. 3rd down and 12. The minute.
Don't be afraid to throw this ball short of the sticks. If it gets to a 4th down, could be a go.
Stafford finds Higbee, tackled shy of the first down mark.
Screen.
Nakua motions out. Blitz is coming. Stafford looking to run for the first down. Instead, lets it go, and it's break one. Looked like he maybe had room to run. If there's any quarterback who doesn't give one care that he has room to run, it's Stafford, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, Trayvon Merrick would be great. When he's moving,
that's not a string.
He's throwing. Yeah, he's going to really pick and choose his opportunities to be a running, scrambling quarterback. And
off trip in almost a decade might be short-lived, but now a chance to get to within a score with 1:30. Rico Dowdle's thrown down by the reigning Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse.
Matthew Stafford back on the field.
Snap it with 1:05. Young loads up, going deep, wants Coker. Flags fly. The coverage from Quentin Lake.
Quentin Lake, he's had some coverage struggles. He's given up a few receptions.
Penalty. That's the 5th penalty today on the Rams to just 1 for the Panthers. The one advantage Carolina's had.
We talked about it with Devontae.
47-yard line, 1st and 10. Young lofting, Coker, perfect toss. Jalen Coker inside the 20.
These are the game in my mind coming in. Again, it's Quentin Lake matched up in the slot. Jalen Coker, little
180 a game passing. Young's already got 145. 5 to choose from on 1st and 10. In rhythm, end zone, the get incomplete.
I've seen him get Teteroa McMillan in. That's this year's 1st-round pick. Jalen Coker.
Year that would ultimately emerge the way he has, the undrafted one. On 2nd down, pressure coming, throws it behind Dowdle.
Dave Canales didn't elect to run the ball for really 1 of 2 reasons. One, pick up as many as you can, shorten 3rd down, and then make sure to use.
The second quarter's been a teeter-totter, but both teams trying to break through still. Young steps up, he's got room. Bryce Young tucks it, runs. Bryce Young, touchdown!
Quarterback.
Fitzgerald. How in the heck is this a 3-point game? Trying to avenge that Week 13 loss to the Panthers. As this one bounces by Rivers, but it was shy of the landing zone.
One of the best passing games in the league.
From the 40 after the penalty. Stafford. There's Davante Adams. One. Out of timeouts. Here comes a blitz. Picked up. Stafford with time. Wants Nakua, but it's incomplete. Stafford hit as he throws, and it flutters incomplete. Super Bowl hopes of the Rams. 3rd and 10. Stafford going long. Puka Nakua off his hands and incomplete.
They're punting.
Hamlet's okay, though. What a throw.
I wouldn't even try to catch this ball if I was the guy.
Get out of there. You're yelling Peter while they're snapping it. They find themselves in one that didn't necessarily look like it was going to be. The way that this is headed early on. That's a touchback. And we go down to Pam Otto.
I asked Sean McVay, how do you go about getting momentum back? He said, we've got an opportunity on this drive. He lamented some missed opportunities.
Like, they might score 50 today. Started off with play action. Adams has it.
Great job there by Mike Jackson playing through the catch. And in the first half, this Rams team, they led the league in not only volume of can't connect.
Stafford off his back foot wants Adams, and it's broken up by Horn. And so Horn says, I see a Mike Jackson on the other side.
I could a real high blitz team. And here today, they're trying to send extra rushers. That time, Quentin Sherrillis and
sidearm throw and incomplete. And 0 for 3 to open this half of his last 12.
Yeah, he's definitely lost a little bit of his rhythm. And, again, it's hard to speculate. A guy like Stafford, he's played through a million things there in the first half. So something to keep an eye on.
Let's keep an eye on this right here with Etienne, who had the ball go off his face mask. Fair catch.
Dropped, hit his face mask. That one, I think this one hit his face mask again. Yeah, he's just not really seeing it. And
Greggy told us, look, this is a run-heavy team. Might not be the equation. I think Dave Canales is right in line.
no, they're saying it anymore.
Pass play to start the second half. And Young, who ran for a touchdown in the first half, runs for 7 or 8 right here.
There is an increase in volume of offenses running the ball. But I think it's important context to say, are they running the ball because they want to run the ball, or are they running the ball because defenses lead to a lot of points?
Give him 9 on that run. 2nd and 1. Run it again. Chuba Hubbard, first down. And the Rams defense, the offense is going to mess up.
Absolutely. And, you know, it makes sense for a lot of teams. You see that all across the league. This is a bend but don't break, high shot. If you're going to run the ball between the 30s on me, I'm not really concerned about yardage.
Young throws this one into the dirt. The feet of McMillan as he was pressured by Curl and down instead of a big play for Hubbard. Another turnover off Etienne's hands on the punt. Somehow, time in Seattle under Pete Carroll. Blitz is coming. Omar Spates got him off his spot. And Young will throw it out of bounds. 3rd and 10.
Proud of the way the guys have battled. Of course, the turnovers made it a little more difficult. They stopped us on a 4th down. Some really difficult situation. Our defense did a great job there.
Great. Thanks so much, Coach. Joe, we've been monitoring
he
Bryce
wanted
Young's
to avoid right here. Over the middle, it is a strike and a first.
Teterow and McMillan into the slot. See, he gives a little like he's taking a picture. Camera, flash.
4. Chuba Hubbard looking for space. Hubbard with a few. Ends up getting 5 right there. One of the stories for 7.
Yeah, which is, you know, pretty remarkable when you talk about the Rams. You know, we spend so much time. They're pretty much good at everything on offense. I'm talking. It's possible.
And it's not as big of a deal that they're not good on 3rd down offense because they're rarely in it. Hubbard slips the first man and gets drilled at the line of scrimmage. Omar Spates.
Talk to the top offensive play callers all around the league. And when you ask them about 3rd down, pretty much to a man, they say, you know what the best 3rd down offense? I'll tell you right now, this play, they throw it short of the sticks or they hand this ball off.
Oh, the hard count gets him. And a free play for Young. Coker unable to take advantage.
Offside. Defense number 55. 5-yard penalty enough for a first down, Carolina.
The way that works is we're going on the hard count, but the second one of the defensive linemen crossed the line of scrimmage, that center's just going to quick run.
Saw right there, Rob Hunt back in the game. He left with an injury in the first half. 8th play of this drive is another Chuba Hubbard run. And it is crowded in there. How to have those huge games that you were talking about when Hubbard injured his calf. But this is heart and soul type player. It's been... Feed it to him in the pass game. Gets a couple blocks. Chuba Hubbard lowers the shoulder.
It was going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That was the Dave Canales plan for this Panthers offense. But here on 1st and 2nd down, just the elevation.
He says we got to go, and they get it off. And Hubbard's tackled at the line of scrimmage by the rookie.
Ball 4 times. There was 4 dropbacks. They already have 12. And we got 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. I mean,
we're going to make you go the long way. Panthers are saying, hey, we're going to try and take you up on that challenge. Hubbard again.
They just walked back Jared Verse and Byron Young. He's got all the pass rushers fresh back on the field for the Rams defense. So
on 3rd and 7. 4-man rush. Into the flats. Tommy Tremble upended by Forbes. 4th and 2.
About the exact spot on the field that there in the 2nd quarter at the end of the first half that Sean McVay, almost identical yard line football.
So the rookie out of Florida State, Ryan Fitzgerald, in his first postseason kick has tied the game. Here in a second as Ronnie Rivers brings this one back for the Rams and has some room to take it to the 30.
Because they failed on 4th down. So you've got to stick to what's gotten you here. You can't be fearful of the pushback.
Kyron Williams into the teeth of the defense. Short down, but Devontae Adams, his first game back, just 1 catch. Puka Nacua had 4 catches on the first 2 drives, only 2 since. And those tight ends haven't done it.
In that 13 package, it's kind of taken the league by storm.
Blitz is coming. Stafford trying to beat it. It's too tall and incomplete. Over Nakua's.
They continue to use Merrick and Roseboom Matthew Stafford, he has yet to complete a pass.
Missed his last 7. And you wonder if that hand is bothering him. The only reason I say he's fine is he ripped the most beautiful throw of the. Here they come. Picked up. Davante Adams has it. Blitz gets
the slot and does a nice job adjusting the pressure to his left. And then Roseboom, the middle linebacker, he's the dropper. And that's
just asking if he's okay.
Right on brand. Toughness of Matthew Stafford back to his days in Detroit. 3rd and 5. Sideline. Adams drilled, but he couldn't hang on. A flag flies. Nick Scott is going to
aim all the way from the back. Back judge threw it. The official that was on the near sideline. All right, so we're going to take a look at it. You see Davante Adams. He's working there in the slot. Let's see, where is this contact? Yeah.
And the back judge steps up and makes the big call here. Now look at this is something that is reviewable in replay. They could look at
the defender to lower the strike zone, and that's just the way it is.
Williams inside the 25, wrestled down.
Williams, I'll dare him to throw it to somebody else. Let's see what McVay does.
They'll look to throw. It's tight end screen, and Parkinson couldn't hang on. The rookie net
screens are just such a timing element. I want to let him by you too fast, but in that case, you just kind of hang on to him too long, and Scorton's just right there.
Stafford going end zone, wants Nakua, defended by Jack.
Level, they don't play a ton of bump and run coverage. This is a very soft, off coverage defensive style, but Jason.
The Rams retake the lead. How about Harrison Mevitt? Xavier Legette getting a chance on the return. And Legette hurdles his way to the. Young to throw. Here's Dowdle. Rico Dowdle. One-on-one, Emmanuel Ford.
Sean McVay.
Corner blitz coming. They run in that direction, and it's Emmanuel Forbes to get there to. Leaves the field there injured. Carolina loses 3 of its last 4 games. They need upset as the 4 seed that nobody's given a chance. Young zips it. Legette can't hang on.
A little banged up after that run stop, so Bryce Young, he wisely goes right after McCreary and just ball slightly.
0 for 1 today, though. Out of an empty set, Young is pressured. Bryce trying to get away from Byron. Throws incompletely.
From a psychological standpoint, the hardest part of all this.
Dance to the one who brung you. Blake Corum got 6. It's only the 3rd run. Hand, numbers not nearly as good. On the boot, turns his shoulders. Under pressure and drilled. Travis Gibb. Wants Adams. It's picked off. Mike here. First takeaway of the day for the Panthers defense. It's in the lead. From the 38-yard line. Here comes Chuba Hubbard. Stiff arms Lake. Lake kept down fighting. Got Young retreats. Steps up. Lets it fly. He's got Coker. Jalen Coker. Stops and starts. First and goal and a play-action pass. Young to the sideline. Coker broke a tackle and then got pounded by Land
between the tackles.
Chuba Hubbard. Straight ahead. Over the goal line. Touchdown.
That's why you go out and spend that money on the interior.
24-20 Carolina. First hit. Rivers from the 10. Ronnie Rivers. Back to the handoff Nakua. Puka Nakua broke a tackle. He knew what he was getting himself into. He told us these are the best DBs we've seen this year. Over the middle, he's got an open Adams. Davante Adams. Again attacking. Handoff Kyron Williams. Tripped out to the line of scrimmage.
Do that. Like you just do it a bunch of times in practice.
Nakua dancing. Yeah, and he's wrestled down. Stafford looking, throwing over Nakua's head. And Williams straight ahead run, first down Los Angeles. Not seen as much of this today, but a 3 tight end set here to block for Kyron Williams, and they do a good job paving the way. Williams again. Brown stops.
Look how many guys there are on each side. They call them surfaces.
There's a way to
there you go.
surprise them. No worries about them getting it going into the playoffs. Here's Nakua. Brown fly.
Becomes Devontae Adams time.
Stafford has Williams. Kyron Williams puts the Rams. The defense.
Yeah, watch what he does to Shirless. He's going to be one-on-one. It's going to be a 3-way go.
Mevis for the extra point. And the lead is 3. Bryce Young, Carolina back on offense from the 35-yard line. And the flag flies. False start. Usually involve a late comeback. Outside to Coker, who is stopped by Lake. Pretty remarkable. On second down, it's a screen. Back in the hands of Coker. Dances out of traffic and is tackled for bringing a blitz out of the secondary. Trying to beat it to Coker down the field. Can't pull it in. Durant the ball. Martin to Smith. Fair catch. Juggle. Man, something in the water. These punt returners today. Right outline from what he's done all year. Trying to get him to the finish line. Blake Corum. Slipped the tackle of Stafford to throw on second down. Zips it. Nakua into the tightest window. Stafford didn't. Chuck down. Corum can't split him. Nick upon it. Coming after it and blocking it. Carolina's blocked the punt. 3. Wow, faking a toss. McMillan inside the 15. How about that nifty work play? Timeouts both sides. Chuba Hubbard over the right side of the line. Keeps on churning. Chuba Hubbard fights his way.
McVay will start using him.
2nd and 3, under 3. A bootleg. Hit at the line and incomplete. Nate Landman. Blitz. Panther lead.
At home, wild card weekend. Bryce Young takes a look out. One-on-one in there.
And it's right there from the rookie.